Hello everyone! Solidus Links back once again for part 14, I think, of the Dead Rise Infinity Mode playthrough on PlayStation 4. I just realized my laser sword does not cast a reflection on this mirror. Isn't that funny how physics work in 2006? Anyways, bit of a change in this playthrough that happened rather spontaneously. You may notice my kill count on the bottom right may or may not be different from what it used to be in recent videos, and that is because this playthrough that I'm doing right now in Infinity Mode is not the same as it was in the last video. It is a completely different playthrough, one that was brought about by Subterfuge on behalf on our island's weather system. Now, here's what happened. Whenever I am away from the PlayStation 4 and not playing Infinity Mode, the PS4 has a great suspend feature that I've talked about many times before, where you get to suspend the game and come back to it later. But the downside to that is you have to keep the PS4 technically on at all times when that happens. Even though you're putting it on sleep mode, it's still technically considered on. And it's on like a low power supply and all that. So recently we had a power flicker, and that power flicker.
An outage for 4 hours, actually.
Well, in our case, it happened overnight, and it was only a brief power flicker. We have a generator, a backup generator house that we got just this Christmas, and it's been working wonders for us. But because we went through that flicker, everything in our house turned off, including my PS4, which means everything that I had done up to that point is
It's all gone.
Gone. She gone. Except for Ray. Ray's doing a little bit of a battle here, so we're gonna go take him on. So I've spent the last... Jesus, he's got a gun.
Be nice, Ray.
Ray? Ray?
Ray! Kojak got a wig on! Ray! Ray!
He wasn't doing any damage to you.
Grr, come on, kill him. Jesus.
Well, I didn't look at the small barrels. So. He didn't take any squares.
Okay, so, whoa, too close for comfort. There we go. So, this is a completely different playthrough, as I mentioned before, but that's okay. I mean, not really, but I still put up with it. I'm back to 6 days and 7 hours, this exact same time slot that I was at last time, and I was much more conservative with my food compared to the last playthrough, which is why you may notice I have a ton of food in my inventory, as well as a lot of juices. One of them being, Brett, and I know you're going to like this, the Quick Step.
Oh, baby.
I fought Sean again, and I got another bottle of Quick Step from him, so we're going to save that for a special occasion whenever we get right near to the end of the 6th day, whenever the 7th day is about to happen. I got something special planned for you, Brett. We're going to do that in order to celebrate later on.
I can dig it.
So, what are we going to talk about in the meantime while we're waiting for time to pass? Well, we're going to find more psychopaths and survivors. I'm going to actually fiddle around with my computer here for a second. There we go. We're going to go straight to Chris Lip's home saloon, and we're going to fight a brand new psychopath known as Cliff. I don't think you've seen him before, Brett, but I may
Give me
have...
the Cliff Notes on Cliff.
Well, basically, he is a psychopath. His name is Cliff, and he has a machete. He's a very, very bad man. Very bad man, if you remember the song that John Cena sang back in the day before he was known for his... Well, I guess he made that song during WWE, actually. I'm pretty sure he
I
did.
think they released that album.
Did you? Do you remember that song, Bad Bad Man?
No.
Oh,
no, I did not.
my lord, we gotta listen to that song in between takes. But yeah, that was a song that he made like during the whole Doctor of Thugonomics era, during the ruthless aggression era of SmackDown. That was way back, I think a little bit before we started watching.
Indeed.
Yeah, so that was a long time ago. But anyways, we're gonna go fight Cliff. He has 3 food items, and we're gonna pretty much ignore all of them because we're just loaded. We're absolutely filled to the brim with food items, so we don't really have to worry about food at this point because I was very conservative. So yeah, we're gonna fight Cliff, and then we're gonna fight a bunch of other ones on our way to the 7th day. We're nearing the end, Brett. It's been one heck of a ride, to say the least. It's just been quite the gauntlet that we've been dealing with.
Yeah, I bet. Especially after the last bit.
Yeah, the whole power outage and all that. I cannot believe that. I was so heartbroken when that
I guess
happened.
that affected a lot of people. I think from Albany all the way to Disable was out.
Yeah, that I honestly never really looked into the whole how much of the outage affected the area because we weren't really affected by it. Like my experience of it was it flickered overnight, and that flicker woke me up for some reason.
Woke me up too.
It woke me up at like 4:45. I was
That's exactly what
I noticed like the AC or whatever shut off.
Turned on.
Yeah.
That's woke me up.
Well, I just remember like there's usually like a little bit of humming noise that our air purifier system, I guess, for lack of a better term. It usually makes a little hum throughout the day to let you know it's on, but it shut off, and I guess that sudden lack of noise woke me up.
No white noise?
Yeah.
It was like, what's this?
And then, like, literally 2 minutes later, it flicks back on, and it's like, what the frig? Why do you do this to me? Here's Cliff. Here we go.
Oh.
And he's dead.
He's the rotten food.
Oh, speaking of rotten, no, that's Barnaby. That's Zombie Barnaby. But since you mentioned random or rotten food, take a look at this black juice that he's dropped here. That is known as the randomizer, and we actually did end up turning out to use those food items that he dropped anyway. So good on him for being a good sport. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drink this juice right now to make space for it. I'm going to show you what randomizer does later. Not right now, but I will later.
Oh,
so the next guy we're going to attack and kill and murder and defile their corpse is Gordon. He's in the maintenance area tunnels, specifically in the meat processing area. I cannot believe... Oh, no, wait. You know what? No, we're not going down there yet, because that's related to my surprise. Scratch that. Instead, we are going to go find Sophie. He is in the... She, rather. Don't assume genders. She is in... Actually, I just assumed her gender again.
So shouldn't it be they?
They, exactly. They are in the security room, and we're going to go take them down. Because they have coffee creamer, and coffee creamer is quite delicious. So, we wrote up a new list of topics to talk about while we're going about trying to survive these last few hours. And other than the weather and the power outage we've experienced and the heartbreak of having to start this game over again, some road stories. So, I am quite fond of road stories, mostly because I never had a whole lot of road stories to begin with until I moved over to Alberta a couple of years ago for work, and I managed to travel to every single province on my way to Alberta. And while I was in Alberta, I went to a city called Dawson Creek, which is on the other side, just on the other side of the border of British Columbia. So I got to go to British Columbia a couple times through proxy of being near that place. So I have quite a few road stories that I could share about my travels to all those provinces. I've been to every province in Canada except Newfoundland. I was almost going to the entrance plaza, but I meant to go over here. But I kind of want to hear about some of your stories, Brett, because I remember you were telling me about some shenanigans, let's say, that you were up to over in Quebec. Back in, when was the last time you were in Quebec?
Last time I was in Quebec would have been 2009. 2009,
so that was when we were in high school.
Yeah.
So that was a high school field trip, but
Nope.
that obviously wasn't sanctioned by the school.
Exactly.
It was a group trip hosted by a bunch of students. Well, you can probably add more details to the story, but that's what I remember of you telling me.
Yeah, it was, I don't know who owned it. They were called breakaway tours, and essentially they would just rent a bus, try and get like 50 rooms at a hotel, and just see how many kids from schools they could get to go. And we got a lot. I bet you we probably had like 30, high 30s people from Bluefield that went. Maybe even, no, we filled a tour bus, so with like 4 extra people on the tour bus. So the tour bus would probably be, what, like 40 people?
Were there enough seats for everyone on the bus?
Honestly, there could have been 2 buses.
Really?
Who's that like?
That's Sophie. That's the
She had a great sword.
that is the person. Remember, we're not assuming genders. That's the person that has food we want. So we're gonna go ahead and drink their coffee creamer, and we're gonna move on our merry way, because they have little other things of use to us. Oh, and I can confirm that the laser sword does respawn here whenever you break it. So all you have to do is just come back here and get it ad nauseum.
Ta-da.
But you can't unlock it until you survive for at least 5 days. On another note, too, I just remembered, when I restarted this game, by game I mean Infinity Mode, when I restarted this mode, the laser sword didn't respawn there, because the power flicker happened, and thus the game didn't get a chance to save my progress. So even though I technically had the trophies unlocked, I had to replay the game and those specific circumstances to get the trophy, like indoorsman, outdoorsman, and 5-day. I had to get those trophies, quote unquote, again, just so I could unlock the goodies that come with getting said trophies, even though I have the actual trophies. It sounds really confusing the way I'm saying it, but basically I didn't technically unlock the stuff because the game didn't get a chance to save my progress. Yeah. And you can't really save until Infinity Mode is done. Whenever you die and you log in your progress and then you go to the main menu, that's when it saves your stuff.
Indeed.
So, oh yeah, I just remembered. I have to share some road stories myself. So, your Quebec story involved basically a high school trip with, let's say, a relative degree of debauchery. Am I correct in saying that?
It was pretty wicked, yeah. So about half of them, I'd say, half the people, a quarter would have been turned 18 at that point and could legally drink.
Yeah.
And then probably half of the rest had found someone's fake ID to use. And there was me, and I'm just like, there's enough bars I can just keep trying until I get in one and don't get ID'd. But I ended up having great luck. Actually, I'll tell that one story. So we were there for St. Patrick's Day, which was huge. And we were at, I can't remember the name of the pub, it'll come to me.
Yeah.
But anyways, we were going to go there for supper, and we thought we were going to leave, then come back later for the real festivities, because it was like a 3-floor bar. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would have been pretty unique, actually.
It was a really cool spot, really cool setup. Anyways, so they were. I went in with about 5 or 7 other fellas, and they all got ID'd. And we were all standing in the line. I'm just like, well, shit. When they see my ID, they're just gonna say, "Oh, sorry, sir." So I'm like, I'm just gonna go sit down at the table. So I just walked by the line, went, sat down at the table, stayed the whole night.
No questions asked.
No questions asked.
Isn't that the best?
It was unreal.
Now, unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, depending on how you look at it, my road stories don't have that level of excitement to them because they're literally just me being on the road and not. Oh, there's Carlito. I was kind of coming here to look for him. I didn't know where he would spawn, but he's all the way over there. He's back from the dead yet again. I can't understand. God, he must have found some Zombrex early in this game and just not told anyone about it until Dead Rising 2 came along. So, my stories in Quebec involved skiing. Oh, I can share a story with you about skiing. So, I'm pretty sure Brett knows how much of a fan I am about skiing. But basically, these zombies are attacking Carlito. Watch how far the sword reaches. It's crazy how far the range is on this thing. Well, not as much as his rifle, of course, but just wait. Boom! Oh, can't get him. Boom! Oh, got someone else. Boom! There, he's dead.
Jesus.
You see how far the range was on that?
Oh, it's super long.
It was cray.
I don't remember where you were, but I saw it.
We're gonna play some hockey with these guys. And they're terrible goalies, because they die as soon as they got hit by a puck.
Oh man, they really butchered that animation.
Did you see that window over there break? Like, what's up with that, dude?
That's...
Wait, maybe there's a charging animation. Hold on. Yeah, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Boom!
Oh, dummy.
Wrecked. But yeah, I'm more of a skiing guy, personally. And when I used to live in Montreal, Quebec, I just realized I dropped my laser sword somewhere. Where did it go? There it is.
Don't do that, kids.
Do not leave a random lightsaber in the middle of a shopping mall full of zombies. It'll come back to haunt you. But yeah, I used to live in Montreal, Quebec, and I would regularly go on these ski trips that were hosted by a ski club in the university that I attended. And these trips, let me tell you, they were great. Like, normally, because these mountains are like thousands of feet high, and they usually have resorts that people, you know, stay overnight in, either like in cabins or hotels, anything like that.
Chalets are great.
Chalets, yeah, they're the best, but they're also the most expensive.
Big time.
And I had an awesome organization that would frequently schedule day trips for $40 to $50. And let me tell you, when tickets are usually $90 to $100, let's say for Mont-Tremblant, which is an hour and a half drive outside of Montreal, you want to take advantage of those deals, because you're not going to find deals like that anywhere else. So one time I took a trip to a place called Sutton, which is about an hour or so away from Montreal. And it was on this trip that I discovered that triple black diamond runs exist. I had no idea that they existed before, but I discovered that they did, so I decided I was going to go down one run. Turned out to be a really bad idea. I ended up falling down like about halfway through the run, or what I thought was halfway down the run. And it took me like 10 minutes to find one of my ski poles. It turned out I was sitting on top of it, but we wouldn't know because there's so much snow all over the place. And when I got up, I tried to follow like the average person, or not the average person, the random person that would come down now and then. I would try to figure out where they were going and just go down from there. The other half of that trail, no joke, was a straight up cross-country run, surrounded by trees and ice, which meant that I was hauling my ass for like another hour or so, and this is like an hour before the bus was about to leave by the time I got out of it. And I was just exhausted. And I remember, because like cross-country skiing, it's not the same as alpine skiing, because you're skiing straight across flat ground. You're putting your triceps into it, you're putting your abs into it, you're putting your back into it.
It's a whole body work.
Your whole body basically is getting torn apart. And
it's a lot more awkward on alpine skis.
Yeah. So imagine having to do all that bodily movement with equipment that's not designed properly anyway for that level of that type of movement. Oh, my whole body was just on fire the next morning when I woke up. I could not believe how poorly implemented that run was. It should just never have been open. But anyways, that's a story I can tell. Not much alcohol and stuff like that has been involved in my life, but that's always something I like to tell people. So, if you ever do see a triple black diamond run, it's probably in your best interest to avoid it, because you don't want to get stuck in a trail that changes course halfway through. So I'm just checking the time here. Yeah, I think we were at a good position to end it here. So in the next video, we are going to go towards the next time code, and if I am correct, yeah, 6 days and 19 hours will be the next time code that we work with. And from there, we're just going to keep on filming until we eventually get 7 days. So,
7 days.
It's a worthy cause of celebration. See, Brett's already hyped. He's super excited. And I'm really excited too. Even Frank's excited. Look, even the zombie's excited. It's a rave party. Woo! Oh, Jesus. I've never seen that happen before. I've never seen a zombie try to get over that awning. That's kind of scary, actually. I think I want you dead. And that's not going to happen. But anyways, what is going to happen is we're going to end the video here, and we're going to go to the time code that I just mentioned, 6 days and 19 hours. So, in the meantime, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and as always, stay tuned for the next part.